Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Westworld. This is episode 8 of the second season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So last episode started interestingly. You know, fingers were pointed at Stubbs, at Bernard. You know, QA was thinking that one of them had killed Teresa. Now Stubbs was a bit confused. He's like, what are you talking about? She fell over. Do you know what I mean? She died accidentally. And he was like, no mate. We believe that one of you took her out. We found blood somewhere else in the park, different to a location where her body was found. And we think that you may have killed her because the last message she sent through to Hale was that obviously she suspects somebody inside the organisation is extracting data and information. So again, mate, that's really interesting. Then they did find, obviously, you know, the location that Bernard killed them, and they ended up finding a secret door as well. Now when he went inside and checked it out, there was hosts all over the place in body bags. Now when he started to obviously uncover them, who was it? Loads of different sleeves of Bernard. So then they found out that Bernard was actually a host, and now the questioning was on. So all episode they was going through kind of their cycle, trying to find where Abernathy possibly is, or his information is cold, and they was consistently questioning him, and obviously he's saying that he doesn't know, but we do get that revealed at the end. Now, moving into like the storyline or in the past, so to speak, because that's kind of the present, we've seen Bernard speaking with Ford. Now, again, very interestingly, Ford ended up revealing that, you know, when he died, he managed to create something, and it was that little red ball thing that Bernard was seen extracting from the lab, and pretty much he put his conscience inside of that, and now he's able to like be alive inside of the park through being in the servers, so to speak. He was saying it's kind of similar to what James Dallas was trying to, you know, create, but in the real world he wouldn't have lasted, and you know he would have been malfunctioning as much as he would, but in here he's okay. And basically he was explaining that this whole time the humans obviously created the hosts, and now kind of like the humans want the hosts. They want to be one of them. They want to be eternal. They want to have these unlimited lives. They want to be able to extract the, you know, the information and obviously the minds from people and drop it into other sleeves and obviously maybe other hosts and bodies so that they live for eternity. So I mean, it's very, very interesting. It really, really is. And then, you know, a crazy thing that actually happened is he managed to kind of like go inside of Bernard's head, and then when Bernard awoken kind of like in obviously the real world, he could now see Ford, and Ford was telling him to do things, and he was saying go here, go there, you know, get Elsa to go and do this, pick up a weapon and shoot him, and Bernard was just following it. Do you know what I mean? And Bernard was saying that he don't want to kill like innocent people, and Ford was like, look mate, you know, I'm going to take this away from your conscience. What's about to happen, it's not really entirely your fault. And then the screen went black, started flashing all over, guns were shooting, it was Bernard shooting, then it was Ford, then it was Bernard, and it's like, mate, is Ford actually take control of obviously Bernard's body now? So like somehow he's managed to create something that he goes into the server and extracts it back out into a living thing that can then go back into the real world as, you know what I mean, as a person that's actually died. So I think it's really, really fascinating, if I'm being honest. We obviously seen how Abernathy kind of got taken away out of the facility as well. I always question that, how did they actually go down? Do you know what I mean? They got loads of people in there, how's Dolores rolled on in, but we seen the train, it come in, it destroyed it, she had loads of people, they come in, they've got great shots, he was killing everybody, you know, no messing about, they went in there, they, to me it looked like they left Abernathy's body on the chair, but they extracted the memory drive away from it. And Hale was saying to, you know, she was saying to Dolores that you have no idea how to use it, and she's like, honey mate, I literally have the perfect idea how to use this. And I'm thinking she knows that this is probably the weapon that they need. They also destroyed the server room as well, like the backup. So you know, I thought that was Dolores's key advantage, to have a backup, to be able to regen and be obviously, you know, brought back consistently, but she sees it as a negative, the fact that people can just abuse her and do whatever they want with no repercussions. So mate, I totally understand where she's coming from. I guess it's a different perspective and different side that you look at it from the objective approach. So I'm excited to see today's episode, you know, because at the very end, after Dolores is gone, they still question Bernard into the present, who actually revealed obviously the location of where the Abernathy thing that they're trying to find is in the park. So now I'm expecting today to be a decent one. Maybe they go over there, Dolores is waiting, and they have a shootout. I don't know, mate. It's going to be exciting. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. I was saying he should be on his last legs. Do you know what I mean? He was shot up.
You're not dying here.
This guy again? These Ghost Nations are playing a big part in it. Obviously, they've took Maeve's kid as well. And this guy, I think, still is the one that proposed the part to Logan.
I never learned it. Whatever tongue Ford saw fit to give you. Remember you.
Like, why is she just sat there chilling? Like, what do they want to do with them if they don't actually want to kill them?
What's this?
The ghost gave it to me.
It's the maze again.
He said it would be watching us.
They can actually patch her up. They do have the facilities here, don't they?
Just out with her in the park. You chose to bring her up here? Are you aware that they all just tried to incinerate her?
She can control the other hosts with her fucking mind!
You can't let her die.
Clear this out. Get me a scalpel.
Innit, she's high priority now, mate. He is high priority.
Are you afraid of me?
She's afraid of him. Does she remember it?
He can't hurt you.
I reckon that they try to portray these Ghost Nation as bad people, but I reckon they're not that bad, or that's what they're trying to pretend anyway. Oh, no way. Oh, he's found the maze thing. I wonder if he was the first one to actually get to it. That would be interesting. I'd like to know if he knew that this place existed with people. Not like, obviously, they're all dead now. We've seen that happen. You know, they went in, they shot them, killed, you know, themselves, and Dolores obviously shot herself. But, like, did he know that land existed outside of his village? Or was that the first time he ventured out? Do you know what I mean? It'd be interesting. So, like, what's it done to him? Oh, no way. Sounds like Logan. Is that the one that he got sent through and he's obviously left there?
You want me drowned?
This is an illusion. Broken. There's got to be a way out of here. Where's the door? This is the wrong world.
Can you understand him? That's what I'd like to know, because he can speak English now. Was it because he said there's another world?
KIKSUYA Asheepta Vichasha Mitoksha Yani Vichoni Blue Hayalo Akiktayo Wachimaya Hiaglea Wachi.
Not kill him now because he remembers.
Chaktayo Vichoni Kile Mitashni Seleche Makakile Matahashni Chashawan Yayakia Ash Kigle.
Yeah, they wouldn't find him because he actually would have come in and taken him, wouldn't they? But he looks like he's ventured quite far out now, though. Yeah. Yo, before we go further, like, I'm really interested with this story, if I'm being honest. Now, like, I don't know if he's found the center of the maze or whatever it is, you know what I mean, where everybody's trying to search for, but he's definitely found something, and this looks like it's the first time that I see it anyway, up until the point where everybody's getting the memories back, you know what I mean, because obviously now if you look at the normal timeline, you know, everything that's happened and the chaos and Ford dying, they can all fight back, they can all remember the past lives, We need to remember here in this story, this is way before it. This is where nobody should be remembering anything. And he's coming, he's found the facility. He's remembering a new world. You know what I mean? He's remembering that he had a conversation with Logan. Do you know what I mean? He's remembered his old wife. And he's like, I've been in this situation before, killed this guy. I'm going to change it. You know, you do it instead. I'm going to venture out, see if I can seek him again, find answers, find the location. What's it? You know what I mean? But like, he's still in the present though. So like, from this point here where he's found this facility, why is it taking so long to get to like the current timeline that he's currently in? Like, what is he doing? Why is he acquiring people? Do you know, is he waiting for people to come in and trying to like take them, save them, like Logan, if that makes sense, so then he could go after them? I don't know, but I'd never expected to have all this information on the Ghost Nation, if I'm being totally honest. I thought it might have been everybody going over to the sector to try and find obviously the information in relation to Abernathy and fighting Dolores and the people. But this has been a pleasant surprise. Actually, I've really enjoyed it so far. Oh, has he kidnapped her? They can speak though, can't they? They do talk the same language. Wow, she remembered just by like saying that. That's pretty good, that. She probably has. Is she shut down? Do you mean? Yeah. Yo, the guy's doing the same thing over and over again. You don't realise that they tracked. Oh, they might have replaced her with somebody else. Would you try again in the next couple of days? I would. If he's going to witness conversations and nobody notices, innit? Yo, the girl found him. The little girl.
But on my darkest day, you helped me.
He drew that thing on the rock, maybe, for her.
The strength to keep going.
Yeah. Or maybe die and he goes with them, but then he has to wake up.
It's not pairing. What build is he?
Alpha 2.
You're telling me that this host hasn't been updated in almost a decade?
We only update them when they die.
Give him the update and put him back wherever the fuck he's supposed to be.
It's okay to just leave him here?
It's a 4-hour update.
But I want to know how he's registering himself back into the present now. Do you know what I mean? What's happened to make him be able to do that? Again, I always say it, but like, how's nobody seen him walk around? When Maeve first escaped and ran off, nobody noticed her. He's found all the decommissioned ones. Probably sees family and everything in here. Again though, where is everybody? Like, there's nobody there. Oh, he's just going to pretend that he's done his update. So do you reckon then he's still not been updated for a decade? Do you reckon that's still the case? I mean, they tried to do an update there and Well, I'm assuming it didn't happen because he just got up and walked off, walked around the full facility. Not one person works there. Could have destroyed everything, ripped everything apart. Do you know what I mean? Taken the holes, burnt them. Do you know what I'm saying? Anything. We had that with Maeve as well. Now, I know it's a TV show and it just goes with the story, but it's little things like that do stress me out. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense how nobody's there. Now, he's gone down and he's found her, and I like how he said that. It's the first time he's actually saw beyond himself, and he's not just thinking about his own pain, he's thinking about other people's. You know, for every person that stood in there, somebody out here in that world has lost him. Do you know what I mean? They're mourning. But he also, hopefully, is smart enough to realise that not everybody knows they're not there, because he's been there in that position himself, and he's noticed that his family are disappearing and decreasing and changing, and you know, everybody's still acting like it's normal, and it's only him and now over one other so far that can actually, you know, see everything that not as it should be. But I do think it's interesting how, you know, like I said, I've mentioned it once already, but we're getting this Ghost Nation story that I never fully expected. Now, he's sitting there telling Maeve's kid. He actually is sitting there telling me, I want to know if she even understands it. Do you know what I mean? Like, because he's been saying it all in his language. And obviously we've been watching it and reading it, but like, does she even know what's been said? But again, it's interesting how we tied it back that she's helped him before in the past. Now, what's his reason for taking her then? I mean, obviously we're probably going to get this. We've got 18 minutes left, but it has been really interesting. And now he's back, you know what I mean? In real time, they're still here in the park, so he's not obviously escaped it. So what's his intentions? Does he want to follow everybody and get to the end of the maze as well? And you know what I mean? And get back into the real world? It's fascinating.
Ni upi kihena, wichaya shichayana na kum.
I never meant for any of this to happen.
You deserve your daughter. To mother her.
What the fuck happened? You were supposed to fix her. It's one of our most valuable assets. You saw it yourself. You said she was special.
I mean, I would still patch her up, like, what's the point in leaving her all ripped up?
Mitawa ki, wiachimpi. Tokahea wichasha mitawa. Yeki. O kia wachi. Ni ye o chichi ya keki wa. O koche kitaku. Jumpi. O kimpikta. Ni ye ki. O we chaki wachi. Iwani kaka. O iohi. Hijam ni ye taya.
There's nothing and no one in this world that will ever keep me from you.
Yopta oyate kitawa on kiktapi. Yonkaha hebi wanji wichasha ki akwato kia ishtimapi.
I could tell you not to be afraid, but I didn't build you to be fearful. This is a misbegotten symbol, an idea that was meant to die, but you found it. You've been sharing it with everyone, haven't you?
That there isn't one world. That we live in the wrong one.
Elaborate, please.
I believe there is a door to a new world.
I built you to be curious. All this time, you've been a flower growing in the darkness. Perhaps the least I can do is offer some light. When the Deathbringer returns for me, you will know.
That was decent, mate. He'll know it's time once Ford dies. You know what I mean? The interesting thing is that I've taken from that is everybody wants to find the center of this maze. They all believe it's a key to getting out. Like, literally all of them. Even the man in black, William, believes that this is the key. Yeah, whether it's a key to ending the park, key to getting in the real world, key to doing whatever's. Listen, I don't know, but they're all looking for this location. William, Bernard, Elsa. Do you know what I mean? We've got him now. Dolores, they all want to go there. Nobody knows where it is. Ford knows, it seems, but he won't reveal it. You know, the true intentions of a game. What fun is it if you already know how to complete it or something? That's what he said like last episode. And, you know, I'm excited. I think that we're going to have to wait until the 4th season, which I would actually be disappointed with. Because I think, is it 4 seasons of the show? If we have to wait all the way to the very end, it's too long. If we could do it maybe at the end of this season and then move into next season, like the aftermath of it, and then like the final season, like the next step of the world that they're living in. But I hope it doesn't drag. This episode's been really good.
Okte, okte, Ugly, honey.
Reckon he's waiting to see Ford lay dead on the floor and he knows my time has come.
Jate a only toka. Don't be afraid.
Yorwahi.
Yate ki lila kuja. Chokta e uchi pinchni. Yazawi chi.
Numpita guwaji unchi. Eash tuk dogonai chamu wachinki.
Where's she want to take him? Out the park, he'd be fuming then, wouldn't he?
I've always kept you safe, and I always will. Ashni wa oki yaktashni. Iomi haketcha.
With every reset, a host's code reaches out to other nearby hosts and establishes a sort of handshake protocol.
A mesh network.
What if they could pass more than data? Nobody in this entire park has been able to regain admin access, except for her. She was out there reprogramming hosts on the fly.
She's doing it right now. The fuck is she talking to?
Yo, wayakakte ya cha ukita wapi. Kia yeya. Te hanchni daya nahi.
Mishanteki.
That's well good. What a good episode. Maeve's my favourite character, fuck it. I'm gonna say it, like, her storyline is the one that I like the most, and I liked it the most last season, and again, you know, well, first of all, at the start of this season, I was saying that she's not even been in it enough. Like, I did, up until, what, the 4th episode? But the fact that she could just, I just like what she's got going for her. You know what I mean? Like, I'll associate it with, it's the aura or the bubble that's around her. It's not just Maeve. It's Hector. Do you know what I mean? It's Lee, and it's just the things that she could do as well. It's just like the whole little circle that's around her, the chaos, the fighting, the abilities, you know, the people that her circle has. They're the ones that I enjoy. Like, you can say the Man in Black, but like, does he don't really do loads, does it? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the action, more action happens not with him, but I feel like obviously the story's kind of him going forward, but it's not really him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I thought this episode was great, considering I don't even know who that guy, the Ghost Nation. We don't even know really anything about Ghost Nation, do we? We've just seen them every now and again pop up, fight, ride in, take people, try to cause chaos, you know, arrows, madness. But like, we don't really know them. And we don't really, you know what the purpose is, what they're trying to do, why, if they're good, if they're bad. We did see that Maeve tried speaking to them and it didn't really work, and then he was saying, look mate, we'll let you go if you hand him over. Do you know what I mean? And then Sizemore, and then she was like, no, we can't do that, and then he ended up running and getting chased. So do you know what I mean? Like, we've seen him in all different scenarios, but here today, full old episode just on them, I thought it was great, considering the fact that we'd left with the bombshell of last episode. So if you think about it, we ended last episode in the present, with Hale finding out where the potential code for Abernathy would be in which sector. Then we ended the episode after with Hale having nothing to do with the last episode of finding out where Abernathy could possibly be. And we ended it in the past, finding out what what Maeve could possibly do. Do you know what I mean? So it's interesting, like, the timelines are crazy. Like, sometimes you finish an episode and you think, mate, we're going to find out here, we're going to have a fight, we're going to go into it, see what Abernathy's doing, you know what I mean? See how Dolores has used this, and nothing. Just get a totally random story about people that we've not even, like, known anything about before. And then it's great. And then it's like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. Layers, characters, stories. Like, I know that I like saying, sometimes I like jumping into episodes where everybody gets a bit and you can still be involved in Dolores and Maeve and you know, the Abernathy thing, and Bernard and Elsie and Ford. I think you could do all of it in the same episode, to be honest. But like this one, the flow, the explanation, what he's seen, what he wants to do, how he's talking to Maeve, saving the kid. It's top, mate. Honestly, it really, really was good. I did enjoy today's. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So I thought it was very interesting that in this episode, obviously, we focused mainly on the Ghost Nation, but how we had the progression of somebody remembering and seeing, and do you know what I mean? Like, first encountering the people from the New World, as they say it, or the normal present people, the humans. You know, it's interesting how he's played his line, he's been in situations, he's like, I've done this before, he's walked the same path. I liked how he met Logan, because he was the one that kind of was going crazy, you know, with the sun beaming down on him, and it was like William when he sent him off, and the horse had obviously passed away due to hydration. Do you know what I mean? And he mentioned the new world, and then that triggered something like was inside of him. Do you know what I mean? And then he's walked, he's found the facility, he's gone back. Then obviously he's kind of repeated it again. He's seen his village, people are changing, you know, people are leaving, and nobody's remembering. And then he's walked the same path, but this time, do you know what I mean? As he was supposed to kill the person in the fight, he stopped. He said, "You do it instead." He's took his horse, he's gone to find him. He didn't. He's seen the facility. He was like, maybe that's the door. That's it. I'm not going to leave though until I've got my wife. Do you know what I mean? Until I've got my love. So then he's gone back. This time, she doesn't remember him. She's somebody else. Do you know what I'm saying? He's took her. He's kidnapped her, technically. Then he took her to this place. He's spoken to her, hand on the chest, said his thing. She remembered, said her thing. He went there. As he was getting so close, he's found out that they've come in, they've taken her. Now, my question is, they're chipped, aren't they? And if hosts go too far out of the loop, which technically they would have been doing, it would have highlighted it. Because if we go back to last season, you know, Dolores was in a new location, and they said, is she with a guest? And they said yeah, and they said okay, it's fine, keep it going. So it would have got flagged up, and that's probably why they did find him. But he's gone back then to get her again from the village, but he's changed. She's a different character now. It's not his same love, and he's obviously determined to get her. Now it was interesting because another woman in the village started to remember. She was saying that, you know, her villagers tell stories about people from below and stuff like that, and like they're scared in certain situations. And she was noticing that I think her son had changed, and he's then come to the conclusion. I thought what he was going to do is he was going to kill everybody, but then he was going to wait, and then he was waiting for them to come in to take them so he could follow them to the facility. But no, his was, I've searched the whole earth, well, what he believes is his like planet, to find her, and he's never succeeded. Now it's time for me to go into theirs. And he stood there and let himself get killed, and he went into this new, the new world, into the normal facilities. They were saying that for 12 years, for a decade, he's never been updated. And they said that they only update you when people die. So it's interesting that he's never died for this long. Do you know what I mean? People have probably never ventured out this far. And he managed to stop the update, so to speak. Walked around the facility without getting seen, which does stress me out. Gone and found his, obviously, wife. Noticed that, like, she's pretty much dead. Took a lock of hair from one of the guys and gone back to his village. Said that, you know, here it is, you know what I mean? Here's your son, so to speak. He's seen him. She's crying. He's drawn the maze. He's preaching. He's telling everybody. He believes that this is the way out. This is the successful one. If you go back, everybody else seems to do that as well. Dolores wants to get there. She wants to use the weapon. You want the man in black wants to get there. He wants to get Arnold's, you know, final code or whatever it is. You know, Bernard last episode said that he needs to get there with Elsa before everybody else could get there, because that's the key. And you know what I mean? So he also spoken to Bernard, to Ford as well. But we're saying, look, mate, you know, you're doing this, this, and this. You're looking for answers, looking for your wife, and all that. But just wait, keep watching. I've been watching you. You've been watching me. You know when it's time for you to start going. When you know, when I come, the Deathbringer, you know, comes back. And he obviously walked into the park. He's seen him. Ford's dead. He knows it's the right time. Now again, I like how we tied it into Maeve and a kid, and he was saying that he never had any intentions of actually trying to kill her the first time. Basically what it was is one of his stories when he was searching for his wife, that you know, he was on his last legs and she come and she saved him. So the whole time he kind of vowed to protect him, and he wanted to come and warn her about the maze and about the people. But obviously he's come in, he's killed them, you know, in the time before, and he couldn't get to them. He couldn't really protect them. But this time he's obviously gone, and he's got her, and he's took him away. And that's the reason why he's here telling the story. And also the interesting thing is that Maeve in the present, obviously she's there. They said how she could do it is obviously the guests, the hosts, they talk to each other, kind of simple storylines here and there through the mesh network, which you've mentioned, and that will obviously keep him in sync and in a loop and storylines kind of going. But May's kind of found a way where she could do that. She could control them, and she could talk to everybody on the fly, bang, 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 inside the park real quick, or in the real world, still contacting them in the park. And it was great at the very end when she was speaking to him about taking care of her daughter, looking after her, and obviously he's speaking back and they're going for it. I really like Maeve. I think she's great. Hopefully that she keeps this sort of power that she's got. I definitely want Hale to lose, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really a big fan of all them in the facilities. I mean, I like what's going on, but I don't know. I like the characters in the part better, if I'm being honest. So I'm excited to see where we go. But what an unexpected episode. Really did enjoy it though. If you did enjoy it as well, please smash like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.